95, 96.
Yeah, nice.
Finally!
V-Strom 1050 is the first one we've seen on this Dyno software. So I've got nothing else to compare it against of this 1050 range. We're looking at 95 horsepower and 89 newton meters of torque.
Pretty good. And look at the torque line.
Nice and flat. Shame about the little lull spot at the bottom when you crack the throttle open, but that's electronic throttles for you.
Yeah.
And then it comes on nice. At $4,000, isn't it?
It does. Is this fourth gear?
This is fourth gear, this is.
Okay,
We did a series of runs.
Yeah. What happened in fifth and sixth?
In fifth gear, they've opened in the throttle slightly more earlier on. So we lost a bit of that lull spot.
Yeah.
And much the same the rest of the way through. One horsepower in it.
And is it being knocked off towards the top in sixth gear like adventure bikes tend to be?
No.
No. Wow.
No, not really. There's a little bit in it. 1 horsepower, but they're cracking the throttle a little bit earlier down the bottom, so it's not being knocked off.
Now,
which is strange because I know these early versions of these DLs in fifth and sixth gears they closed the secondary throttle plates on them, like you were going to say about the speed.
Yeah.
To get the speed down on them, isn't it? So they're not doing all this.
Because this is a very venerable engine, this, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Venerable.
When do we first see these? 96 in the TLs? 97?
97?
Yeah, 97, and they're still going. And it's not the fastest thing. Gemma, what you've been riding it? It's all right.
So yeah, the only thing I have struggled with is sometimes getting freaking gear.
It's a bit woolly, isn't it? Going in neutral.
Yeah, the gearbox is definitely a bit woolly on it, but the actual engine is lovely to biff about on. It's just, I'd say it's fast enough because of the torque. The torque carries you.
Yeah.
The torque carries you up to the speed really nicely.
Sixth gear's a nice cruising gear.
Yeah.
As well.
But
There's a massive jump with it, isn't there?
One piece of interest with this bike that's a bit unusual compared to others,
which is the back wheel speed sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's becoming a bit of a norm on Euro 5 bikes, isn't it? That they like to be dynoed in different ways. So this bike, we dynoed it first off without the speed sensor on, like we normally do, and it was like 80 horsepower. And we were like, well, I was right on my guess then, weren't I? Then we connected it back up just for a test, and 15 horsepower it jumps up by connecting the sensor up.
Which doesn't tend to, it's usually the other way around.
It's usually the other way around, that it shut it right off and it throw all sorts of warning lights. We didn't get anything come up on it. So
what did you guess? 80?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about 82.
Gemma, what did you guess?
97.
And I guessed 100. So who won? Brilliant. Thank you, William. Who on earth uses Newton meters for torque? Me. Normal people.
No, they don't.
Who live in the modern world, who don't live in Victorian England.
So the long day wore on.
Let's get this done first, and then we can all have a little cry about everything afterwards. Right.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're going to cry. I've got a pocket full of onions.